Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so it's the day after the Lakers debut in the regular season. Beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't remember exactly what the score was, but I think we won by about 7 points, 110, 103, something like that. Loved it. Loved every second of it. I thought we were able to provide a great deal of energy to ourselves. Offensive rebounding, spectacular. Taking care of the basketball, only 7 turnovers. We did not shoot the ball well, but I think that catered to what made this game so impressive because we were able to score 75 points in the paint and really just brought it to the Minnesota Timberwolves on our home floor. We protected our building. On opening night against a team that was in the Western Conference Finals last year, everybody was healthy on their squad. We were missing like 3 of our guys. And I thought we really showed up and showed out. Rui Hachimura had 18 points. Some fantastic plays out there dunking on people. Anthony Davis was MVP last night. I mean, defensive player of the year, you name it, he was that. 36 points, 16 rebounds, 3 blocks, 4 assists. I mean, he was everywhere doing everything with a lot of energy. And I think a lot of what we benefited from was just the newness and the freshness of guys' legs. It's kind of hard to do this maybe 4 months from now, but we gotta give credit where credit's due. Everybody looked great. Austin Reeves, 4 offensive rebounds, spectacular fashion. In the presence of the trees, he just pulled down every board. I just thought he was fantastic, and he just really set the tone as well for our other guys. D'Angelo Russell didn't have a good shooting night, but as we always say nowadays, we want to psych ourselves into understanding that bad shooting doesn't equate to a bad game necessarily. And I thought he contributed in some other areas that made him have a good plus minus, especially passing the rock, getting guys involved. So we would like some of those shots to fall. I think he was like 1 for 7 or something like that. But all in all, I think that his impact was felt in a positive way, and the plus minus told us that as well. So Bron had a quiet night. I'm not concerned. I am poised for regression though. At 39 years of age, he's gonna be 40 in December. At some point in time, he's gonna have to pull back on some of the energy and the athleticism and jumping and all of that. I don't know when that's coming, but at some point we're gonna have to see him slow down. Because that's just what it is. You get to a certain point in your life, age is going to catch up to you. Even the best athletes have to yield to Father Time at some point. So whenever that happens, we just have to be poised to be ready for it. That's really what it comes down to. Whether it be this season, next season, or 6 seasons from now. Someday he's going to be 16.4 rebound, 3 assists Bron, and we just got to live with that. And last night, that's kind of what the stats were. I don't doubt that he's going to have fantastic games throughout this upcoming season, but I'm just never, ever sure when the regression is going to come. And sometimes for guys, it comes overnight. 1 month they look great, the next month they don't. I mean, I literally went through that myself, physically. Fell off a cliff. I went from looking like I was 25 to looking like I was 50 in a matter of like 4 months. No lie. And so you just don't know once you get to a certain age, your body's going to be able to do some of the stuff that he used to do, and I hope LeBron doesn't experience what I just experienced. So that's really what it comes down to, man. I just don't know when that comes for him. But it was great seeing him on the floor with his son. Bronny only played like 3 minutes, had a board. That was the only thing. And, I mean, it's all about the moment, I think, for us. It's not really about his production as of yet. He's too young to expect him to really play well. But, and underdeveloped, I guess is a better way to describe it. Sometimes young guys can really be impactful, but you can't expect him to really do too much this early. And that's just what it is. So to have him on the floor to get that moment in the books, I think was great. We've now seen them on the floor together twice, once in the preseason and now once in the regular season. I do expect we'll see more of that. If I'm guessing, man, I'd say we want to do that in big market situations. Play the Knicks, I'm pretty sure Bronny and Bron will be on the floor together, that kind of thing. But I don't know if Bronny will be expected to be on the floor every night. I don't think so. He's just not ready to contribute. Just like Jalen Hood-Schifino and and Max Lewis. I don't expect to see them too much but in garbage time, and I think Bronny's definitely in that lane. But I think the truth of the matter is, whether we like it or not, we really are a shallow team. So nobody should be surprised if we see those guys more than maybe you want to, because we're going to have to turn to them if injuries occur, and if history tells the story, injuries definitely do occur. So yeah, this is, and I'm going to say, in my lifetime of watching the Lakers, I don't think I've seen too many teams with a less capable basketball bench. Not too many. Our team, our bench is not very good, man. And so I don't think it's because we're lacking in assets that will one day become pretty good. You could very well keep this same bench for the next 3 years and it improves just off the strength of those players getting better. But right now, I just see so many players that I'm not comfortable with putting on the basketball floor right now on our bench together. And that's on Rob Pelinka to try to improve that in whatever way possible. It may not be possible, and this is just what we have. And we saw a team like Denver get away with it when they won the championship. I don't think they're much deeper than we are right now. But it would benefit us a great deal with the type of injuries that we've had to get these players to being either competent on our basketball team or off of our basketball team, and replacing them with guys who are more likely to help us. So I think that's something that we need to do. And I'm not going to stop saying that when we have conversations about the Lakers this season. You know, I'm a big bench guy, depth guy, but this year it's not there. And furthermore, I expect for him to really, and I mean him as in JJ, to go 9 deep and 10 deep in certain situations. Just off the strength that you really can't play some of those guys on the back of the bench to keep your lead. You just can't. So that's the thing, man. I do expect we'll get more from Max Christie, though. He had a really bad game yesterday. You know what I mean? And so that's one piece that I just don't expect will have so many bad nights to where we're putting him in that equation with others that can't help us. But yeah, that's what it was yesterday. 5 fouls for Max Christie. Definitely not what we want to see from him going forward. Gabe Vincent will help a lot. If Jackson Hayes can play the way he played in the last game against Minnesota, we'll feel great about him, because we certainly didn't feel that great about him in the preseason, even though he rebounded well throughout. Had some good energy moments, but his limitations frustrate me, as we talked about a million times. But he did have a really good game last night for his standards, and we were happy with that performance. So yeah, man, I don't have a problem with our prospects. I just have a problem with them being slapped next to each other and it making up a bench in the NBA. If they were all in different situations, they're pretty good prospects. Jalen Hood-Schifino ain't a bad prospect. You know, Max Lewis ain't a bad prospect. Bronny James ain't a bad prospect. You just need to be in situations where you're not relying upon each other. And so if I can say anything, is I think last night a lot of things fell into place for the Lakers that we do not expect to fall into place very much. Teams come out, turn the ball over unforced, not having energy, not playing with continuity. A lot of stuff fell our way, especially when you're having a bad shooting night. You're just not going to have too many games where things work out the way that they did for us, and you're not going to have many games where you're shooting that poorly and have that much energy, too. Sometimes shooting poorly does lead to guys not working as hard, and I just think that they were intent on working hard, and I got to give credit to J.J. Redick, who out the gate made a case that he's a great coach. And I know it's a long season. A rookie coach is going to have his bumps in the road, but if yesterday was any indication of what we can expect from JJ, this is going to be the first time in a long time where we can legitimately say we have a good coach. First time in a long time, man. And I'm excited about JJ going forward. I really am. Just off the strength of some of the strategy that we saw, some of the attention to detail, how we approach the bad shooting game. I think, you know, as far as how hard they fight for him, I don't know if what I saw yesterday is indicative of how they're going to be willing to fight for him going forward. but out the gate, everyone's excited. You know, that's the kind of thing. So that could be the case with any coach when you have newness, especially when the last coach wasn't inspiring that. The new coach comes in, it's a fresh new look, and now everybody's excited about the new coach. So yeah, some of the energy, it's not enough evidence yet to know if this what we can expect forever from a JJ Redick team. Is he going to be able to inspire that later when you've gone on a 2-3 game losing streak, or when he gets into it with somebody on the, you know, can he keep a locker room during trade season? You know, when the trade deadline's coming up and guys' names are in trade talks, are they still going to run through a wall for him? You know what I mean? When somebody's unhappy about being benched, you know, that kind of thing. It's going to determine that particular category of this guy is somebody people will run through a wall for. I think anybody's somebody, a guy who will run through the wall for at the beginning when everything's in its honeymoon stages, and that's where we are. So I'm not saying that I'm doubtful. I just think that that's not enough evidence to show exactly what type of team we have in that situation, what type of coach we have in that type of thing, in that type of way. So yeah, we'll keep an eye open. You know, it's a long season, but we gotta do a good start. I still have concerns about how the schedule's set up early on for us to fall into some sort of hole, under 500 hole. I think that the schedule set up for us to probably lose a little more than we win early in the season. All the more why getting that first victory yesterday was such a good thing. You want to steal wins, and I don't think that we stole one yesterday. I think we took it. But in the grand schemes of what you expect the Minnesota Timberwolves to be, by the end of the season, you will have felt like you stole one from a really good team if everything remains equal. So that's huge, man. We want to steal as many as we can, win the ones we're supposed to win, and stay healthy. And that's the goals right there. Those are the goals right there. Win a few of the ones that they don't expect to win. I really have my own personal goal also. I don't know how feasible it may be, but I really want to beat the Denver Nuggets and the Sacramento Kings this year. If we can win those 2 season series, that would be amazing. Especially Sacramento. And I know people might say, oh, especially Denver. We got to win against Denver in the playoffs. We broke that streak. Sacramento, we have, a 9 or 10 game losing streak against them right now. AD has yet to beat Sabonis when he lines up against him. I have Saturday circled. I want that win. I don't want to start the season the same way that we ended it, having this streak going on with the Sacramento Kings. And I understand that all games count now. But if I had to choose one between the back-to-backs, it would definitely be the Sacramento game over the Phoenix game. Losing to Phoenix sucks. We hate losing to anybody. But this streak, I don't want it hanging over our head anymore. I don't want the Sabonis narrative, AD can't beat Sabonis narrative going any further into this season. And I know when we see Sacramento throughout the course of this season, we're going to have 3 Sacramento games plastered next to one another later on down the road. It's like Sacramento, somebody else, Sacramento. That's exactly how that looks. So it could get a little tricky. Maybe you have an injury that week, and now you guys missing for all the Sacramento game. This is why this one's so important to me. I want this game on Saturday. And I don't know who's all going to be available. I don't know if they're going to load manage it because it's a back-to-back. I don't know. But I'm just putting it out there for anybody that wants to hear me say it. This game I have circled. I want that game. I really want to win that game, man. I'm telling y'all. Sabonis. I want Sabonis to lose while Anthony Davis is on the floor, man. I do not believe Sabonis is a better player than Anthony Davis, but sometimes guys just have your number no matter what. And this year, I want first blood against the Kings, man. Especially on our damn home court. So, that's just my own little personal thing. I always have it in my mind who's been beating the hell out of us. Man, Sacramento just happens to be the team lately. So, that's really where I'm at with that. It ain't a whole lot much else to say, man. Anthony Davis looked spectacular yesterday. I just want him to keep on doing what he's doing and stay healthy, keep on feeding him the way that we did. I think he looked amazing in the preseason as well. So, you know, I think it's time he start getting the respect he deserves as the defensive player of the year. We all are aware that they just continue to disrespect him with that award. Keep giving it to Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert may be deserving, but I'm at a space where I think Anthony Davis has been disrespected with that award. And with how people view him as a great defensive player, probably the best defensive player in the league most years, but can't ever get the damn award. Nah, that's got to stop. That has to stop. So if he earns it this year, I want him to see him get it. Now, if he doesn't earn it and he gets it just as a makeup, I don't ever agree with that. But I do think that he always is in the runnings to earn it. Anytime he's healthy, he's doing work. So on the defensive end, he needs to be given credit. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. Hell, I would love to see him get MVP too. I know that's a much harder award to win. It's going to be a lot of guys probably deserving of that. It's guys with more higher usage in theory. But with our bench being as bad as it is, his usage could be at a record rate this year. Especially with JJ seeming to be intentional on letting him be the first option. I think when you start looking at MVP, one of the most important things is usage. And this year, Anthony Davis's usage should be as high as it's ever been. So when you start talking about who goes up against who in the MVP race, if we can get a healthy Anthony Davis all season long and we use him like we did last night, he's going to be a top 10 MVP candidate for certain. For certain. And so that's really where I'm at, man. I'm where I need to be. I'm going to get back in here, pay for what needs to be paid for, and get my contract for this upcoming week. But I'm excited about the Lakers, and I just want to give y'all a little content about it. And I'm pretty sure we'll talk more about this team as we go forward because the season is now officially underway. Video 44. I'll thank you all for watching. I'm out.